So for today, we'll break down what we discussed yesterday even more, right? So we'll be talking about is that stuff I wrote down. Okay. All right. First off, entry timing and multiple time frame analysis. These are the things we want to go through on this session, right? Entry timing, just like I said yesterday, yeah, there are different times, there are different entry expiration that you can use on any trade you tend to enter when it comes to HFX. Your timing is very, very critical and vital, right? The second thing we want to look at is 5 minutes and 1 minute entry requirements, breaking down to a lower time frame to get a better entry, right? The third is key confluences for accurate entry. Remember, we are doing all of this without indicators. We are doing all of this without indicators, right? Indicators can be part of the confluences we need to get accurate entries, all right? And of course, the last one is combining structure with momentum, right? If the structure tells you this is a buy and you're seeing a very strong momentum, that's going to key in. If the structure is telling you this is a buy move and the momentum is very, very low, it's a cue to be patient. Okay, it's a cue to be patient, right? So first off, let's start with entry timing and of course multiple time frame analysis. So like I think I'm gonna share that of my we'll be switching from trading view to put option, right? To see what we need. Okay, I'm here now. Okay, this is a commercial live market, right? So if I'm on this particular chart, yeah, this is a clear downtrend because this is a high, this is a low, this is a high, this is a low perhaps, right? So looking at this, right? Looking at this, we have areas of another area of interest is right above here. This is a good resistance zone. The market has been resisting this zone for the longest time, right? Exactly. This is a clear uptrend. So the market has been resisting this zone for the longest time. So perhaps this is actually a very good point to enter a sell once the market gets here, right? Since it has been respecting this point for like the longest time here, this is actually a good point to enter for a sell. But now, as a trader, you wouldn't want to trade against the trend, right? You wouldn't want to trade against the trend. Taking a sell here is tantamount to taking a counter trend trade. It doesn't mean your sell wouldn't go through, right? It doesn't mean your sell wouldn't go through. But then, based on your rules, for now, let's say as a intermediate trader, working your way towards being a professional trader, you are like, you know what? I'm only going to take trades that align with the trend. Even though I see a very clear setup, so long I'm seeing an uptrend and that's a sell, I'm not taking that sell, even if it aligns, everything aligns, right? That can be your rule, right? Me personally, I can actually hop in for a very nice 5 minute sell here because of what I'm seeing already, right? You you can, that's what we call, that's where discipline comes in. You build your discipline, stick to things that align what you are looking for, right? So in this case, I can patiently wait for the market to come down here for me to take my buy, right? I can also wait for it to come down to this lower zone because I also see a very interesting zone here. So what I'm seeing here, these two zones are basically break and retest. These are like zonal setups. Okay, these are zonal setups which is once a support is broken, it becomes a new resistance. Once a resistance is broken, it becomes a new support, just like what we have here, right? So since you are seeing this very good setup, and assuming we took a sell, of course, the market is already dropping, right? Then how then do I break down these charts, right? To see if I can get better entries, because we both know that once we break down this chart to a low time frame, we're able to get a very good entry here, right? So what I'm trying to show us here now is, assuming you decided to take a sell here, what and what you do you want to uh, put into considerations while taking your sell here, right? So number one is, let me add an indicator here. Let's have let's have the DMI stochastic. You can have the RSI, but let's work with the DMI stochastic for now. Right. Even the DMI stochastic is telling you this is a very good, the buy opportunity just started even, right? So sometimes you can be so confused with indicators. That's why I always want us to understand the structure, what the chart is telling you before involving indicators, right? So perhaps you're waiting for a good buy. So let's break this down to a lower time frame to see if we can see more setups, right? Also combining what we learned yesterday, right? So now, based off what you are learning now, yeah, on the 5 minutes time frame, right? On the 5 minutes time frame, 15 minutes time frame is telling you a clear buy. What are we seeing on the 5 minutes time frame? This is, let's do it together. This is a high, right? This is a high. This is a low. This is a higher high. This is a lower low. This is a higher low. This is a higher high. What happened? A new low, a lower high. So on the 5 minutes time frame, right? This structure has shifted. So I am very valid to say, okay, I want to go in for a sell idea based off what I'm seeing here. Remember, we're talking about entry refinement. What is actually that I wrote down? We're talking about entry refinement. I don't even know where that shop is. One moment. Okay, it's right here. We're talking about entry requirements. What is in our stuff this way? You're talking about entry requirements. So taking advantage of the move, because once you break down to a lower time frame, you see more opportunities. 15 minutes is telling you buy. Yes. These are entry for 15 minutes. You're waiting for a buy at this point. But then on the 5 minutes, we are seeing a clear downtrend, right? We are seeing a clear downtrend on the 5 minutes. And what do we have here? Our DMI stochastic is already oversold. Sorry, overbought. So it's time to actually sell. Okay. So we entering a sell here, we are valid. Now you have your rule. What does your rule say? I'm only going to ride with the trend I am seeing. Okay. So on the 5 minutes, you can tell yourself, yes, I'm seeing a clear downtrend because the market created a new low and a new low and a lower high. So once this pullback happens, you already marked up this zone on your 15 minutes, right? You've already marked up this zone on your 15 minutes. You now broke down to 5 minutes and see this happen. And of course, the market came back to this point. This is your trigger to enter for a 5 minutes or 15 minutes sell. And if you enter, you're still in profit. Now, looking at this with what you know as a downtrend, your target will be down here or down here. So let us have these points as our target. This is just what you're seeing on the 15 minutes time frame. Have these points as our target. Green, green, so green. right? We have this area as our target. Our trade is still moving. It's trying to come back to us, but let's see. Assuming we took it for 15 minutes, right? Assuming we took it for 15 minutes, right? If it's a 5 minute trade, you've cleared it already. There's no need, right? So now let's break it down even more to a lower time frame. High, low. This, in fact, if I'm to ignore this, right? This is another area of pure resistance, right? It's another area of pure resistance. So if I'm to trade this, if I'm to take this trade on the 1 minute time frame, I would want a confirmation. I would want to aggressively go in. I want a confirmation for this sell before I dive in because I'm working from the 1 minute time frame. So if I see a clear, what's it called? A bearish candle, a strong bearish candle, I'm going to go in. What the market do? Market is coming back to respect this same zone, right? So if I see a clear bearish candle on this 1 minute time frame, that's my cue to enter. So what are we seeing here? What is something interesting with these two? From the 1 minute time frame, the market is about to be overbought. On the 15 minutes time frame, the market is overbought already. So we are actually, I see this move. We are actually correct waiting for a sell move on this particular point. We wait. Remember why I said if you go down the lower time frame, you wait. You don't just rush, right? So assuming I aggressively entered for a sell here, look at this move, right? So you wait. That's all. You wait. Let's watch the market and see what it's going to do. Our target is down here based off what you are seeing on the 15 minutes time frame. Now, now here's something that is happening. Remember, this a low, this is a high, this is a lower low. The market just broke the last high you are looking at. What does that tell us? Perhaps this trend is no longer what we think it is. Right? So if you took a short-term 5 minute sell here, you're good. Right? You're good. Perhaps the trend is not what it is. So since this has been broken, I might no longer look for a sell idea. A short-term, remember, a short-term sell idea. No one thing here. The idea you see on, let's say, you're trading Forex here, the idea you see on your daily time frame holds more water than the idea you see on your 4 hour time frame, than what you see on your 1 hour time frame, than what you see on your 5 minutes, 4 minutes, whatever minutes, right? The higher time frame, what they give you holds more ground. If you are seeing a clear buy trend or what's it called? A clear uptrend on your 15 minutes, 15 minutes, 1 hour, it holds more ground. Whatever you see, a counter move you see, let's say on a lower time frame, you're seeing a clear sell, like we saw here, just know that it is short term, right? In fact, here, to not even confuse us, right? The best thing to do, right? The best thing to do is to have a chart that aligns with what you see on your 15 minutes time frame. You are seeing an uptrend on your 15 minutes time frame. Go down to your 5 minutes. Check to confirm that you are seeing a clear uptrend as well. On your 1 minute, check to confirm you're seeing a clear uptrend as well. That's like the best kind of confluence you need, right? Now we are talking about two things at the same time here. Entry, I always want to show us this. I don't know why the thing keeps running away. Yeah, there's no, I wanted to show us what I wrote down. But the key thing here is when it comes to entry refinement and trading with confluences, this is what you need, right? You spot your zone on a 15 minutes, you're expecting a buy. On a 5 minutes, we saw our setup aligning for a buy too. On our 1 minute, we see another setup aligning for a buy. That's like the best thing that will happen to you when it comes to your personal analysis, right? That's the best thing that can happen to you when it comes to your personal analysis, right? So in this case, the market is just doing what the market is doing, right? So now having to know where this market can drop to take another buy, right, should be around here. Since the dynamics has changed, we will now start looking for short-term buy positions, right, against our main idea, which is here. So am I seeing any former resistance that the market can respect before I take a buy? Let's see. This area is one. So you can have this, you can mark up this area. I have like 1, 2, 3, 4. Hopefully, expecting a buy move at this particular point. A short-term buy move, you might can come down here. But expecting a short-term buy move at this particular point. Mind you, this is not the best setup anyway. It's not the best setup. But if you go down to a low time frame, perhaps it might make sense. Let me see. The entries are not much. We just have one. But if we decide to adjust it, we have one reaction, 2, 3, a fake out, right? Another low-key fake out, 4, 5, whatever. So this is actually very good, right? But this move here looks suspicious, but you can ignore it. You can patiently wait for a buy at this point. A 5 minutes buy, 3 minutes buy, whatever the case is, right? Whatever the case is. Now, with the knowledge I know, with what I know, right? I want to jump in on a trade here. But for me to be very comfortable, I would want it to come below this zone. And I'm telling you with what I already know here, to taking a sell here, I want it to come below this zone for me to enter. Because I'm already seeing my bullish engulfing. This is it. So clear. That's my rule. You can simply enter. In fact, let me enter blindly on this. This is a demo account. So what is that? Let me enter blindly for 3 minutes. Blindly. Let's see. Euro USD. Entering blindly. This is when you blindly follow your rule. Yeah. I see a bullish engulfing. I see a bearish engulfing candle. I blindly enter for 3 minutes. Remember, 3 candles deep. I see a strong, this is like, what's it called? A gravestone doji, right? This is another sell confirmation candle. And that is it. Look at this as well. This is a pure bearish candle. 3 minutes down, goes profit, right? So I'm just showing you. Now, imagine when you now see a confirmation like this, when the market is in your favor, right? You see like a bullish engulfing candle, and you're expecting a buy. Just take the buy trade. That is it, right? Now, one thing about these confluences is you have things you look at. You have parameters. Okay, I need the market. If I'm looking for a buy trend, I need the market to align. Even on my 14, 15, sorry, on my 5 minutes, on my 1 minute time frame, I want the market to give me a good opportunity to take a buy, right? In that case, if I take the reversal buy in quotes and I want to ride the trend, I need to get confirmations that this buy is making sense for me to jump in on the trend, right? Rule number 1, trade the trend you see. 15 minutes is your highest time frame to analyze from, right? Trade the trend you see. Okay, so if it's a buy trend, focus on just buy moves, right? That would be the best, because any counter trend you are taking are basically short terms, and you wouldn't want to trade against the trend. You wouldn't want to do that. right? You wouldn't want to do that. I'm just telling you for your own personal analysis, you don't want to do that. Unless as you get better and better and better, then you want to like take some risk, all right? Like want to take some risk. So that is just that about that. Then the last thing we have here is let me check that stuff I wrote down here. Where the hell are you? Hmm, I wrote down something. I don't know where it's. Why are you like up there? Okay. I told you conferences you need, right? For accurate entry, aligning with, of course, with your indicator, right? So now watching this, the market is ready to drop, right? Remember, on this chart, you are looking for buy moves only. The market is ready to drop on your 15. In fact, the best thing that can happen to you is once this RSI comes down here, ready to, once this RSI does this on your 15 minutes time frame, on your 5 minutes time frame, and on your 1 minute time frame, is like the best thing that can happen to you. It's like the best setup, perhaps, that you need, right? So this is one of the confluences you need. This is one of the confluences you need. Can you see the blind trade I took? Of course, I must inspect out basically, right? I must have inspect out basically on it. So the last thing is structural momentum, right? Structural momentum. Once the momentum starts dropping, who is the indicator? Did I play it? Okay. Once look at this now. This is a very strong momentum. Market has been trending high, right? But once the momentum starts dropping, that's the time to know that okay, this market is about to do a pullback for you to wait, right? The market is up. Let me see if I can get a clear strong momentum. Then the market started reducing. I think this should be okay. Imagine you want to take a buy idea here, right? You wouldn't. This is a 1 minute time frame. You wouldn't want to be, you wouldn't want to be caught up in this chunky, undecisive candle moves, right? Once the momentum is so undecisive, just chill. Wait for a breakout. The best thing you can do in a market like this is to trap that zone, right? If it's just trap the zone until you see a clear breakout, right? Assuming this is where the market was when you are doing the analysis, right? Make sure you mark the high of the candle and the low. Let me expand this row so that it will be visible to us, right? And what happened here? This candle broke, right? Perhaps you might be like, okay, once this candle has broken, let me wait for a confirmation or another strong buy candle for you to enter for whatever how many minutes buy or so, right? But what happened? The strong candle didn't come in. The market came back into the zone. So what you're gonna do is to adjust your zone to cover that new high that this candle created, right? What is saying is that the choppy zone just increased, right? You marked it. What next happened? Did the market break it next Following this particular high here, the next time the market broke it was this particular point, right? Market broke it here, boom. This is a very strong close. What happened next? A 3 minutes buy, 2 minutes buy, or whatever, right? Or you can as well wait for, apply for a zone that would be the best entry possible. This is a zone, right? Market broke out of the zone, wait for a retest to be on the safer side, right? And you can see it was on the retest that the market actually made the main move, right? So once you encounter, you can actually see this on the 15 minutes time frame, 5 minutes time frame, whatever time frame. Once you see something like this, keep expanding it, right? In this case, if you waited for, after this confirmation here, like after the breakout candle, you waited for another bullish confirmation. If you enter for a 3 minutes sell or whatever, you might have lost it, right? Because of course the first candle bought, the second and the third messed up quite a bit, right? So sometimes the best thing you can do here is wait for a pullback, right? A retest of the zone. And when the retest happen, right here, you're going for a 5 minutes, 3 minutes as the case may be. If it's 3 minutes, 1, 2, 3, cleared it, right? You cleared it. This is already a confirmation to even enter for under 3 minutes because this is a bullish candle. This is another strong bullish candle, right? Enter for 3 minutes again here. 1, 2, 3. Strong clear. You've gotten your 2 wins out of this bunch of indecisive candles, right? So this is how to combine the momentum with the structure, right? If the momentum is low, wait for a breakout. And for any breakout, there's an increase. For any breakout of any low momentum trade, that's incisive candles, there's an increase in momentum, right? Aligning with what you're looking for as well. Aligning with the trend you're looking at, right? If it's a buy trend, boom. What you're looking for, just buy opportunities only. Buy opportunities only. All right. I don't know if it's making sense. I don't know if it's making sense. Please, if it's making sense, indicate on the charts box. If it's making sense, indicate on the chat box. If it's making sense, indicate on the chat box. So what are we even seeing here? What EURUSD is doing here is using this zone as a root test. Our actual, let's look at this. Our actual resistance zone, it broke it, came back, retested, and started flying. So we waiting for this zone here. The market might have left us. We're waiting for this point. It might have left us as well, right? But looking at it on that lowest time frame, that's 1 minute, market uses zone as a new support actually to keep on buying. That's what I'm seeing here anyway. That's what I'm seeing here. So that is it about it. I hope this actually makes sense. Like I'm not getting a feedback. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Does it make sense? Do you have any question? So I can clear before we're out of here. This is purely for HFX. This is purely for HFX. Right, all right. Makes sense for one, makes sense for all. All right, family. That's it. We'll come to the end of this session for today, right? You can always simply go through the session, even the recording, even after now, right? For it to make more sense. Tomorrow, we'll focus on our traditional trade, leveraging on our fair value gaps, and also anticipate, right? Cheers and all the best. I believe no more question. Does anyone have anything to say? Another thing. All right, family. All the best, all right?